With its military crushed and dissolved by Dianthus after the War of Three Cities, Helianth grew in different ways, abandoning its history of spear and shield, defense, and conquest for one of expression. Statues, pennants, flags, paintings, dyes, colored flames, flowing canals, and lush greenery are commonplace across all Helianthian streets. But war still rages within the city, as the people battle not with blade and steel, but with color and life. To rise in fame and enter into plentiful artistic contracts, dedicating their talents to the rulers, the Council of Sky. Welcome, travelers, to the Dragonleaf, the Teahouse where tales are told. If you like the content, leave a like in the tip jar and subscribe to our weekly tales. Leave a comment in the suggestion box to tell us how well we did, or how well we did not. Thank you for coming. And without any further ado, time to open up shop. Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Hello.
We are back. We're not. We should be dead. We just
Back again.
Yep. I can't complete it. I was like, Deviants back? Too many syllables. I fucked it up.
Deviants back.
Deviant back.
Deviants back.
See, now that just didn't sound. You didn't. It just doesn't work. All right, that was pretty good.
Also, something that was just not vocalized, but Mo is with us when we went into the
I thought you were gonna mention that Tamara isn't here. But you're right. Mo
I figured
is
that
with
one
us.
was a little more obvious considering there is
What are you doing
down there.
Truly not vocalized.
Yeah. Tamara is missing briefly and will return also briefly. That'll be fun.
Probably.
Probably.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Last time, the Deviants find that Talca, Killian's sister, was not in fact in the city when her name was handed down via the rumor mill, and went to the northern rack to find who was spreading said rumors, before intercepting a tabaxi named It Watches, who keeps an eye on the district. Inviting the tabaxi, It Watches, back to the family home, they left hurriedly. The family then went to prepare for another dive, upgraded the family home, and Jojo proved her intellect to Ilnival, gaining a boon in an eternal javelin. As they step foot into the interface office, they begin to trek up to the 6th floor, and after more than a week of grueling travel, they leave the safety of the city behind them, and move now into uncharted territory. As you call that out, you alert the hordes around you. Roll
Oh
initiative.
no. Really?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you guys were actively for 8 days straight going. Bwah, bwah, bwah.
No. If we played the Uncharted theme for 8 days, I think we'd get sued or something.
Also, Adrian, during this little 8 days going into the dungeon, at some point Vincent will give Mo the Scythe of the Sky Reaper, and I would like him to attune to it and see what it turns into.
It's tiny and adorable. No, actually, it's kind of like uncharacteristically large. It remains roughly the same size, and when he holds it, it thins. So it's very thin. It looks like a bit of a dainty stick that comes
like a
up to a
stick.
top spiraling kind of horn at the very tip of it. But as he holds it, he flies, and it's probably twice the height of him. But he's holding on to it in this just central thin stick.
When he swings it, a little scythe comes out.
In order to actually maintain it, he kind of just, his wings pull back and he throws forward, and then he just spins as the scythe. So one would be not mistaken to think that it's just a living scythe.
That's very anime protagonist of him.
He also sits on the blade every now and then and kind of hovers there for a moment.
Aw, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Does it have wings?
No.
Okay.
There's a big horn on it.
No devil wings.
Candace. Okay.
Cute wings.
That's adorable, but I'm afraid to say roll perception.
I'm doing this rolls. I'll do them. Bam. 1.
I'm sorry to say you don't notice the adorable wings on it.
Ah,
They're
no.
so tiny. They're on the very bottom to keep it balanced.
They're integral. These tiny little wings.
Oh boy.
As you arrive, this small and confusing image of squares and lines to the north is the one that had been etched into a small wooden trellis to your north, but you now find yourself in this garden. Just this brilliant, lush garden filled with green grapes and various different small flowering plants. In the distance, you can hear the faint bit of boom, boom, morning bell, the church bell perhaps, ringing out. And with the bell, you hear faded and distant clashing of blades.
Quick question for you, Adrian. Carson had mentioned before a pact that me and Mo could have gone through and done. Is that something that that can just be kind of like retconned and done, or is it required to do in a roleplay?
I would say we will do that post this kind of dive, because it's just not something that was done. Yeah, so we'll handle things one step at a time as they come.
Do you think that these markings here are like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? Like, do you think they're the order in which we were supposed to do these things?
She's like pointing at it and like looking down at Killian.
Killian was not here the last time we entered briefly into this place.
I think you were.
Oh, Tamara said she's already ready to join.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. So, what are the markings? Sorry.
Hey, we're back. Hey, there's a Tamara. That's fun. Hey, hello, everybody.
Everybody!
Matilda, you've died in these few minutes.
I
Killian.
mean, it's on brand. It's okay.
During the fast track, it was very tragic. Killian, you had asked a question. Would you like to reiterate it?
I would love to. There were mentions of markings, and we can see like little thingies on the screen, and I have no idea what these are. I have no recollection of this place.
Okay, great.
I think you're on par.
It was basically we walked in, and on a plinth, like a little, like carved in, is this. That's all we know. And then our dude pointed it out to us and said, "This will help you solve, like this, help you on this floor." And looking out, we saw like a maze or something in up ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, you can see before you there's these wooden trellises that are kind of just forming this multiple blind corners.
How tall are
And,
these walls?
When Mo tried to like fly above them last time, they like grew up, right? So you can't like.
Oh.
They just go to, they grow to match your height as you attempt to ascend.
No cheesy doodling.
So this thing has something to do with the solving of the puzzle, but your guess is as good as I is what it means.
Yeah, it could be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 in like the order in which you're supposed to go through. If these little markings are numbers.
From what you guys can see immediately in your passive investigation scores, you can discern that whatever meaning this thing holds is not readily apparent. Looking forward to where you are now, this is definitely one piece of a whole.
If I open Mama Mel and Pom Pom's journal, do they have any information about this in particular?
Nothing beyond the 4th floor.
Nothing
Okay, that's
beyond the
what I
4th
thought.
floor.
You guys want to try south first? Should we try and stay far apart in case the Song of War plays again? Because last time we were here, we all attacked each other.
Vincent mentally connects to you because he's got his earphones in and is currently typing away on his piano. What are you saying? I see your lips moving, but I cannot hear you.
We should all maybe like stay a bit far apart. Like you have your ears plugged, but maybe we should stay far apart in case the Song of War plays again. Should we all have our ears plugged? Then we can just communicate through you.
Well, I can really only do this so far apart, like 30 to 60 feet. Here.
Oh well, I only expect us to be like 5 feet apart, just so we can't like swing at you.
I can hurt you
Like
guys
where?
from 120 feet away. So
That's a good point. I'm just gonna step away anyway.
it's fine. Like we don't need to be back to back. Vincent will like basically Mo will turn invisible, command him to do that, and just sort of like scout around the corners a little bit. Let us know what's in these directions.
Okay.
I scribed this in my book.
Vincent, you begin to move forward and stride. You send Mo around the corner. Mo begins to move.
Invisible.
Oh, he's invisible. I'll actually, instead, so you can see him, I'll give him just the invisibility. As he begins to move, I need to roll stealth for him. He sees immediately around the corner a knight that is just kind of standing in this strange, like, jerking motions, holding a spear, and as Mo begins to move into position, the head kind of just lurches up.
So it like straight up notices us, or just kind of like hears a noise in that direction.
It hears a noise in that direction. Mo, in his attempt at stealth, begins to move, but holding this awkward stick, like, begins to stride forward. He, like, plants the stick down and hovers on top of it and begins to look completely invisible, but that sound, that little bit of placement in the dirt, the head lurches up and looks over towards you, mouth foaming, blood from the eyes. And as it begins to just stride forward, this figure begins to move into position. Just kind of slowly getting in towards the area of Mo, brings a spear back to attack, and everybody roll initiative.
Ooh, jumping in.
Right away.
Let's go. Yahoo! Yahoo! Man, rolling some good dice.
Man, I have too many bonuses. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Oh, thanks.
This knight strides forward, brings the spear back, and in one quick attempt, goes to attack. But the round begins with Paka. Is there anything that you guys want Paka to do?
Hide behind us.
Yeah, hide but keep watch. Like, notify us if anything pops out that we don't see.
You guys spot this creature turn the corner, and as it brings its spear back, you see the head kind of jerk over and look towards the lot of you two. Spear just poised to attack at Mo. Paka goes, there's a guy there! And points up towards him, dutifully fulfilling his mission.
Thanks, Paka.
At that point, you see yet another soldier begin to stride forward from the back, and then both of these two bring themselves back for a spear attack against Mo.
They can't see them, so they still disadvantage.
This one actually wouldn't feasibly really know, so instead is going to move past Mo, and is just going to shamblingly begin to run towards you guys. You see rage in their eyes, but not much else. Actually, they can get up to Vincent with a dash. Soldier brings back the spear, and you see it begin to wreath itself in golden flame as they go in for a stab. And with disadvantage, Mo, kind of hovering on the staff, just dodges to the side as the spear slams into the trellis behind. Killian, you are up.
All right. Killian is not currently doesn't currently have Blade Beak out, and it is an action to use the toy soldier, correct?
It is, I believe so, yes, to pull whatever it is out of their hand.
All right. Then I pull the little chicken out of the toy soldier's hand and I toss it down as Blade Beak appears. Is there range on that, or does it just appear right in front? Can I Pokeball go Blade Beak?
I believe it appears within 5 feet of you.
Okay, then it goes right here.
You throw down the little wooden toy Blade Beagle, and in front of you stands now the Sentinel of Steel.
All right, and then, Blade Beak is an enemy? It's got a red outline.
Haha, you've seen through my plot. There you go.
Perfect. That's going to be, I guess Killian will move onto Blade Beak. Because getting onto a willing creature is movement, right? Half movement?
Half your movement, yeah.
Half your movement to mount.
Cool. And then as a bonus action, we'll command Blade Beak to attack this one.
Let me actually switch this Blade Beak out for this one.
Sure thing.
Blade Beak moves forward with Killian atop and strides up towards this area, seeing the now 2 soldiers kind of just readily slashing towards you guys. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
I think I was still doing these by hand. So D20. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been like a month. It's 2 plus 5. Sorry for the delay. Oh.
12. Bladebeak bringing back that mouth. Barely manages to cut through the armor. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, okay. Bladebeak, 8. Six damage.
6 damage. Carving through the individual's defenses, you leave a open gash, and they are hurt, but they are not bloody.
Oh, I also apply my proficiency to the damage, so an additional 3. Sorry.
An additional 3. Bladebeak, like, you see the carve across the chest, and then the soldier looks down, and then the energy kind of just bursts through and opens up the wound. They are now bloody.
All right, that is my go.
At the end of your turn, the fates will decide. Or they won't. Vincent, you are up.
These guys look like the Emphian, or are they new knights? Just out of curiosity.
As you look towards them, you know them to be the Lodumnian knights.
Okay.
Soldiers, rather. Foot soldiers by the look of them.
Vincent will kind of dash and skid over to here. Kind of getting a beat on. He was watching where Mo went and before he disappeared. I will, or where he instructed him to go anyways. As he stands here as a bonus action, I'm going to do Glimmer Spark. Yeah.
Okay, so that is an attack roll, yes? Target.
Yes. No, it's not an attack roll. They have to roll a.
Target a number of creatures equal to your charisma modifier within range, making a single attack and damage roll against all of them.
Oh, okay. I guess I just have to roll that manually. $14 hit.
14 hits. This blast of just refracted light bursts out from the center of you and shatters into the face of these two. And 7 damage?
Yep.
As the light cascades across their bodies, this soldier on the right is just impaled by it and just falls to the ground and begins to bleed as the ash flitters away, defeated. The other one looks towards you, enraged.
Cool. Vincent will, as a item interaction, draw his rapier and look towards him. Well, you're in a bad position. Move. And he is going to cast Dissonant Whispers on him. I need him to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Glimmer Spark is a cantrip. We are good.
Yes.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
That is one of those fails you hear about on the radio.
Cool. He takes 7 psychic damage and starts to use his reaction to run away from Vincent.
Okay, so just away, yes?
Yeah, he has to run a. They must immediately use a reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
So it actually can't even take the good route because it can't move closer.
As it goes to move away, Vincent will take an attack of opportunity. $21.
That hits. You do not need to roll damage. As they turn to flee, immediately just roused. You see the rage in their face, like they just go to stab you, but the rest of their body follows suit and just begins to run off, and you kind of take that rapier, dig it through. They are defeated.
They'll
They only make
twirl
it to
around stealth. Well, I don't know if we're not in combat anymore, but I like to think to like twirl and face towards where he thinks Mo is, and is like, well, next time a little stealthier, please.
I'm not here. Here. Where could I be?
Like it's not echoing, huh?
No,
No.
he's also given away his position. He's right here. Is that the end of your turn, Vince?
Well, now that he knows where Mo is, he'll stand over here.
I don't think you
Okay.
can. That was the second diagonal. So you
Oh.
went from map. Yeah, that would have been too many feet.
Okay, then he'll just stay there.
Closed. All the fun tabs. As you all, you see Vincent kind of just deftly deal with two of these figures. Matilda, it is your turn. You can hear the shuffling of metal from around the corner on the left.
From here. The third is also down here.
From that way.
Can't hear you.
I'm
you're
gonna root
muted.
through their body. That's in
Oh,
front
okay.
of me.
Go ahead and roll perception.
I thought the body flittered away to Ash.
It is currently flittering. It takes roughly a minute
Ah.
because of necromancy characters.
Perception.
17. You can also like kind of control this because as they're flittering away to Ash, you can just be like jam, grab, and then the body kind of deteriorates at a faster rate. But as you are rooting through, you manage to they have their spear, and that spear manages to sit there. As you grab it and you pull it away from them, it does not flitter away to Ash. On their chest, you can see that they hold a symbol of a blazing sun, but one that is a little bit different than the ones that you had seen. Oh, actually, you recognize this one. It is the antiquated symbol that you had previously also drawn. A holy symbol that they all wear upon them.
Okay. And there's no clues on them for anything of like, here's how to defeat the maze puzzle. I don't know, just trying to see
Not
if they drop
really.
anything helpful. Okay, cool.
There's a little note that says, "Go here, Matilda.
Yeah.
Love,
I don't know.
Mom."
No, it says, "Dear Johnny, I hope you are doing well. I know that your traversal in the army has been difficult, but I am certain that you will survive this ordeal." And you feel terrible about yourself. I'm just kidding. You really don't. There is nothing of substance to such a degree. Anything with your bonus and the rest of your movement?
Can I throw a rock over the wall for my bonus?
You take
Something on the ground.
You take a stone, you pick it up, and just toss it. You see it flies over the wall, and you hear it land on the other side.
Okay. A theory. All right.
At the end of your turn, Jojo, you're up.
You said these guys were like bleeding from like their eyes and ears.
Indeed.
Is there anything that would make us think that that's from like the Song of War, or did it seem like just thinking out loud, Jojo's gonna say, so do you think that the bleeding from the eyes and ears, do you think that that's like from the gong sound that's going on, or do you think that that's like a necrotic evil thing? Like what do you think the deal is with that?
I turn from on side Blaby. Can I go? What? Big things of wax just like pushed into my ears.
Right, yeah. Oh, right. And then she steps away from you.
Matilda's got her thinking face on. There wasn't like silences and like I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
It's like it's like if you could picture like Matilda thumbing through like a file folder inside her own brain. She's just like, okay, where is that file? Where's the information?
Lexicon.
Yes.
Any more theorizing, and this may be an action.
I am willing to let it be an action
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
with advantage because, well, I guess Matilda would have to use an action.
Correct.
I think probably Gambit's not out right now, so not advantage. Normal investigation. That's not bad. 21.
21. Just the sheer. It honestly, like eyes, ears. The ears are just a lot of blood pouring out of them. It just seems like a pooling of blood in the brain. The most likely cause to you, as far as you can tell, is likely they have been subjected to that that song for a lot longer than the one time you guys were hit by it.
Oh, okay. So it's like a prolonged thing. Hey, Matilda, I think we should stuff our ears too. And then Jojo will look at her bag and see what she's got. And that's my turn.
Alrighty. I'm also going to deafen you guys.
Yes, please.
You're about deafened. Jojo, do you stuff your ears? Oh, you're just looking around.
I'm
Matilda, you are.
I'm like, I don't even know what I have.
Paka
Why
has
don't you
not
just
yet.
summon your flump and have 2 tentacles going?
Oh, that's a great idea. Can I do that? I have to do that as an action, so I'll do that next round.
You immediately see from the corner a heavily armored knight turn the corner, turn their attention towards you, and once again you just see blood pouring out from the inside of this just solid plate mailed individual. Turning their attention at you, reach a hand out, and you see this just flaming javelin appear in hand, leaning back, a golden flame, and just almost like outlined in sunlight. They turn and they go, and it just immediately turns into this thin line and retracts towards you. I need Killian, Bladebeak, Vincent, and that's probably it. Yeah, it does not hit Paka to roll a dexterity saving throw.
$20.
20 and 11. Okay. Vincent, you succeed. Killing, you fail. Do we have one for Bladebeak?
Yeah, working on it.
Thank you, thank you. Bladebeak succeeds. Vincent, you manage to dodge out of the way as best you can, but the light kind of burns at you as you manage to avoid the brunt of it. I need... Vincent, you take a grand total of 4 points, 2 radiant, 2 fire. Bladebeak takes 4 points, 2 radiant, 2 fire, and Killian, you take 8 points total, 4 radiant, 4 fire. Holding back with that spell, you see them almost begin to recharge it as the sunlight begins to gather in their palm once more, and they turn back around the corner. Mo, oops, you were a...
Vincent's still telepathy connected to Mo in the back of Mo's head. We're not bonded yet, so you might want to be a little more self-preservation. Stealth next time.
I did. They noticed me. I'll do better. At the end of the knight's turn, Mo is going to do just that. He's going to attempt to hide himself. Moves over into the corner of this trellis here and takes the hide action. At the beginning of Paka's round, anything, anybody? Paka's going to remain behind.
I
Does
do
he have
hold
things?
I hold out the spear that I can't fucking wield that I have now. If Baka wants to come take that.
Paka moves over to the side and then
Does Paka have anything that we could stick in our ears?
Let me see what I got on my...
Paka looks over towards you and says, "You might not want it."
Don't know what that means, but okay.
Oh, it's gonna yell at me because I moved without. Oh, there we go. Yes. Perfect.
That is 35 feet of movement, taking the most optimal path. So you are there, you have 5 feet left.
Yeah. Well, I guess. And I will attack. Because if I'm relying on Bladebeak's movement, I need to hold my action, correct?
To attack, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I release my held action. And I attack with the Enthian Knight Longsword. 14 to hit.
14? Oh, whoops, I have to actually fix this armor class. There we go.
So this guy looks different than the other guys.
This guy looks much more decorated and wearing heavy plate, whereas the other ones were basically wearing a tabard and what amounted to padded clothing. As you bring the blade back with the Enthian Knight Longsword, they look towards you enraged and bring their own blade out to meet yours in defense. They slam theirs into yours and boom, erupts outwards. I need you and the knight to roll dexterity saving throw. Killian, you are launched off Bladebeak. You slam into the trellis behind you, and you just land on the ground prone over here. The knight is launched back 15 feet and then kind of just skids along the ground, also prone. You moved 0 feet before hitting that wall, so you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And the knight is now over here prone.
All right. Well, my command to Bladebeak is ever the same, so it charges forward. Oh no, it can't move.
You've moved 40 already.
I've already moved 40. You got me. You got me. Bonus action then. Can I tell Bladebeak to pick me up?
As a bonus action?
Well, my bonus action is the command to command him.
I like yours and Bladebeak's turns kind of being this little bit of a loosey-goosey thing, so I'm cool with that. No, that would be a grapple, basically.
Right.
Which, oh yeah, no, you can do that. Sorry. So basically, Bladebeak brings you to your feet. You want to remount?
Yeah.
You just brought to your feet.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just hang out in this little corner, because that's all our movement and actions. Good.
Bladebeak has their own movement, so I'll say you can mount using half of yours on your turn, because I don't
That's
think
true.
you lose your movement.
That's
Okay,
true,
so
that's true. Okay.
good. Order of operations works for that.
Okay.
And as you jump back on Bladebeak and you prepare yourself once more, Vincent, you're up.
Okay. Seeing that happen, Vincent is going to go over here. Look down. This guy is prone, right?
Mhm.
Well, he couldn't hear anything happen, but he saw these swords. Was there like a flash of light or anything?
It was like a
Crazy between
thunderous
them?
force. You saw Killian be repelled back, and you saw the trellises behind and the greenery just go. Woof.
Cool. Looks over, he kind of cocks his head a little bit. I need this guy to roll a intelligence saving throw.
DC
15.
15 fails.
He takes 10 psychic damage as Vincent sends a spike of psychic energy towards him.
You hear like the faint grunt on the inside of the armor, but not much more.
And then he will move back to here. And he'll look down towards like Jojo and Matilda, and just sort of nod up in that corner. Actually, as a bonus action, he'll move his mind link over to Jojo. Dia, might want to go help Killian over there. So
Yep.
keep an eye out down below. We might have company there as well.
Okay.
He will end his turn.
Okay, Matilda, you're up.
I root around in my bag and I take out 8 of my vials. I take off all the corks. I move here. And I hold out the corks for my friends to put them in their ears when it's their turn.
Here's what I will
And if
say
I'm
on that.
allowed to-
Just because removing 8 items at once from a bag seems like a bit much for an item interaction, so I'll say it would be an action to root through your bag to find these mundane items.
Yep.
Okay.
I was planning on using my whole action to get all of that done. And then hold them out for when my friends' turns are happening and they can grab them. Put these in your ears!
Hawkeye's like, I don't have ears in the typical sense, but I'll try my best.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Oops.
I'll try my best.
Rolls.
But yeah, that's my turn. I don't think I can really do anything else.
Jojo, you're up.
I will take said corks, legs, and stick them in my ears. Is that my item interaction?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then I will try and move move enough to get to the place where Killian is. That is 35.
That's
this-
45.
Oh, that's 45. Oh, I see. This is 30. Are you saying 45? This is saying
I'm seeing 35 there. Before you were moving
Okay.
through a dead creature space.
Ah, okay. Well, then I will move there. That's 40. And then I will take out my new javelin. And you can see it's this dark metal javelin, sharp on both ends, and it's got like these engravings all the way down the length of it. And at one of the ends, there's a little wooden totem of Ilnival that Shell carved tied to one end. And as Jojo grabs it from her back, you can see this like burst of like chaos energy, like sort of go through all the engravings, and they light up magically. And she's gonna toss it at this guy down here.
A ranged attack roll with disadvantage.
I will use the clockwork amulet, so
Okay.
it just hit. It's range. He's prone. That's why it's disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
So 10 plus whatever your bonuses are.
My bonus is thing.
8 looks like.
Yeah, it's
eight?
plus 8.
You draw
So
back
it's
the
18
javelin.
to hit.
You hear the clockwork shifting of fate kind of moving in your to your whims, and as you release the javelin, it just kind of curves down and slams directly into the chest, having hit.
I will roll damage, and that is 8. 8 damage.
Carving a small hole in the chest plate. Immediately they go to grab at the javelin, but even by the time that can happen, it flies out from the chest and flies back into your own hand.
Actually, that it went like into him, and then my extra attack is it getting pulled out of him? Or no? It was into him,
No.
it comes back, and then it goes back. Okay. I just thought it looked cooler.
Oh,
that
so
way.
you're... That's ruthless, though, to be like... "Voop, ha, voop, ha, voop, ha."
I guess so. I was playing Hades, and the trident's really cool. One attack is like throwing it, and one attack is returning it.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were saying returning would be additional damage. but
No,
that
I'm just meant
I love that
flavor-wise.
narrative. Go ahead and roll a second hit.
Yeah, this one I can't use my clockwork. So this is disadvantage. I don't know why it's telling me I have advantage though. Disadvantage. That is an 18 to hit.
18 hits. Roll damage.
That is only 6 damage. But that
18
is
with
a thing.
disadvantage. Very nice. 6 damage. Beautiful. They go
I
to reach for it.
Rage for some reason.
Soon, maybe. Stay tuned.
I can
is
do
that
it
the end
now,
of
but
your
now it feels dumb. No, that's not my turn.
I did it intentionally. They stand. No longer prone. They are mind slivered. At current. What is the mind sliver effect again?
Saving throws or attack roll.
Bianca?
Oh,
I'm gonna
what?
check here separately.
That's Mind Sliver's secondary.
1d4
effect?
from the next saving throw.
Saving throws.
Okay.
Before the end of their next turn. They stand and they trudge forward 10 feet. They bring 2 hands back, and you can see that mode of sunlight that was previously in their hands has dissipated. So instead, they reach a hand forward and they begin to just channel the heat of the sun. The sky above you, like small clouds part, and a boom, beam of sunlight tears down, is casting heat metal on Bladebeak. So Bladebeak turns red hot in an instant. Killian, you take...
Oh,
you take
yeah.
Depends what
2d8 fire
level,
damage.
but I think it's 2d6 or 1d6 at base.
It is 2d8.
I've actually been burnt on my inner thighs before by like something really hot. That fucking sucks.
And being on a
Killian,
motorcycle and then touching the exhaust.
you take 14 points of fire damage.
Yeah, I
Being
feel
in
that.
direct contact with Bladebeak.
Does Bladebeak
Considering-
also take said damage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's a smart zombie.
Oh.
Pulling back and away, they actually go here. As far as they can. You see them focusing as the energy of the sun continues to bear down upon Bladebeak. It is Mo's turn. Did you wish for Mo to do anything? I think he's going to play it pretty safe.
You can play it safe for now. I think we can handle this guy.
He's going to hover around near Paka. And then Paka is going to take some of those. He takes 2 of those items, 2 of the corks, jams them in his ears, takes the other 2. Matilda, you have not plugged your own ears, right? Plugs yours. So the 2 of you are now deafened. And Paka is going to shift shuffle. He looks down at the body and kind of like reaches his hand down and pulls the core out of the ash and tosses it in his backpack. And just begins to do the same with this one. These 2 are now gone. At the end of Paka's turn, Killian, you are up.
Okay, Killian immediately just like rolls off of Bladebeak, and it's like, I honestly, it just flops to the ground, probably prone, and just starts like patting herself. Not that it's gonna do anything.
The only open space would be there.
Could I try to clamber over Jojo's shoulders from the top of Bladebeak?
Then roll.
All right. And Killian, after like kind of making sure that nothing's like actually on fire or burning, is just like, go get him. And commands Bladebeak to use his now nice fiery beak to jam into this guy.
That's fun. How does heat metal add anything to attack rolls?
Don't think so.
So if you have a heat metaled sword and you hit someone with it, they don't get heat metaled.
I feel like it's more like the sword is melting. It makes it worse. Let me see. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of the caster's next turn. So you run forward and Bladebeak pulls back, but has disadvantage on the stack roll.
Click that, and I'll click it again. Although a 14 probably doesn't. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bladebeak moving in is just having difficulty articulating the body with all this excess heat, and you're like, need those heat sinks. But as Bladebeak brings the head back and goes to carve, one blade just parries off to the side.
All right. That is Killian's turn.
Alrighty, Vincent, you're up.
Actually, sorry. Bladebeak will move just 5 feet, more feet,
Gotcha.
as I shout for him to make room for Jojo.
Vincent, well, is Jojo deafened too? Just out of curiosity.
Everyone, Jojo, are you deaf? Okay.
Yeah.
I had enough corks. If Vincent notices I have 2 more in my hand, but he might not, which is fine.
Can I get to hear Adrian or not? Because the game says I can.
Did you start here or did you start here?
I was standing here. So it says this was 30 to get to here.
5, 15, 25, 30. Yep.
Vincent will move to here, shuffling past everyone. Look down at the situation. Look down towards this individual playing his piano so that this knight can hear it. And it's somewhat unsettling for him. He's going to use a bonus action to activate his unsettling what is
Words?
it called? Oh yeah, unsettling words, but in this case it's music. So I'll roll a d6.
That's where I draw the line. It has to be words. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So it's a -1 to his next saving throw, and then he is going to cast Ash's Mind Whip on him. Or in this case, just Mind Whip. I need an int saving throw, -1, and then he roll another d4. So -4 total to his saving throw.
Stop, he's already dead. He did not succeed that.
Okay. And 15 points of psychic damage.
15.
Woo!
The creature, as you blast it in the center of the mind with this psychic damage, reels back. It is very hurt, but once again, you see kind of this almost dulled expression. Like you're certain you've blown people's heads up with this, but now they're just kind of, it almost seems like they have some kind of natural resistance to this.
Vincent will walk up to it. Oh wait, no, he's used all of his movement. It cannot take reactions until the end of its next turn. Moreover, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets to move, action, or bonus action. It can only choose one.
Alrighty. Let me just leave the spell open.
It's the end of my turn.
Brilliant. Matilda, you were up.
Also, if it was concentrating on that heat metal, it must roll a save.
Alright, I am going to. I can't move.
Oh, sorry.
Paused.
There you go.
5:30. Seeing my friend take a little bit of damage. I will use my feature and I'll pull it. Sure. Here we go. Boop. Heal, my friend. Oh, I rolled bad.
Minimum 3.
Okay. Heal for a very tiny amount, my friend.
Thank you.
Take sucker, my friend, and then like a single little drop. Enjoy.
So I did my bonus action. Can I still hold my action or no?
No.
No. Okay.
Depends on what the action is.
She could still hold an action.
Yeah, what is if you're attempting to hold a spell? Oh, you just use your feature for the bonus action. You're totally fine.
Okay, because I wanted to hold an EDBD in case I see the creature.
Absolutely.
At the end of my turn. I can.
Okay. You hold the crackling energy in your fingertips. And Jojo, you were on.
Jojo will get up in its face. And I got so many rages. Should I just do it? There's just one guy. You know? I'm a rage.
I love the like internal monologue. Like, should I be angry right now? How angry?
Every single time. I'm always considering that rage carefully.
Intellectual barbarian.
That is a 7. That's some vines, baby. Vines.
The ground
red.
begins to sprout around you.
That's a lot of vines. And then I will load down the Knight Sword on this guy, and I will recklessly do it. There's nothing giving me disadvantage, right? That is a 20 to hit.
Wielding the Lodumnian Nightsword and attacking this individual, you bring the blade back, you carve down across their chest. They almost seem shocked at this attack. As you carve down their chest, they seemed to not be expecting it.
Betrayal.
Full damage,
That's
15.
15.
You just carve directly through the body and leave it just 2 halves splatter against the ground. They are defeated. You are effectively out of combat.
Aw, see,
All of
you
you
shouldn't
are
have raged.
All of you are walking happily through the vines that seem to be moving away from your footsteps.
Vincent reapplies his earphones, so he's definitely good. And he will mentally connect and ping everyone and be like, so are we good? Should we continue?
Killian holds up a finger to just be like, you know, give me a little bit of time. She doesn't say anything because everyone's got shit in their ears. But she's gonna go over to Bladebeak and start mending him back to full health.
Yeah, the heat, the vines are like burning and are like, oh, we gotta be within the 15 feet, but it's so hot here. And are like trying to move around Bladebeak, but it keeps failing. As you move in, you begin mending, the heat just dissipates, and the metal comes down to a cooler temperature. 10 minutes allows them to heal up to full, right?
Every minute, because I can cast Mending to give him 2d6 health, and Mending is a 1-minute cast. So, depending on how well I roll, likely 10 minutes would be enough, but it might be less.
I'd say roll the maximum dice, so it's 2d6, so roll 20d6, and then I will count from the bottom forward. And that'll be how many minutes pass. Ooh, that's nice. It only takes like 4 minutes, and Bladebeak is back to pristine condition.
All right.
Parker, dear, follow along.
Ah, yes. What?
I'm saying
I
this
gotta
in his
come
head.
closer. He's like, what?
But I'm saying this in his head, just so you know.
I can't hear you.
Parker, you can hear me responding.
No, I can't.
Listen with your brain.
Oh.
I just pictured the math meme.
Basically, Mo, you can see the stick for a brief moment as Mo just slams Parker in the back of the head. Hey!
Come along, you two.
Mo becomes visible. It says, worth it.
Vincent literally like grabs Mo from the back of the neck and just moves him over and places him next to him. And doesn't say much to him, but just does that.
You guys continue your pathway, moving in towards this central garden. You see a series of large sunflowers built almost in this decorative pattern that are set before you. Beyond to the south, you see through this trellised garden a similar set of sunflowers. And as you enter in, you can hear the faintest bit of shuffling to the north of you, and a stone settle.
There's... Huh. Are all of these sunflowers... Do I know shit about sunflowers? Do I know that they face the direction of the sun?
I'd say roll nature.
Hey, Matilda, do you know shit about sunflowers? Normal.
I mean, I'm not proficient in nature, but I like to collect pretty flowers and creepy dead things.
8 to
no.
nature. You don't know whether you've heard that rumor, but you don't know how accurate or inaccurate it is. What you can tell is that these flowers do seem to be placed here naturally or unnaturally.
Just
They are placed by humans. As far as you
just
can
for
discern.
my psyche, is Vincent relaying these things? Or are you guys talking out loud and then
Oh,
plugging your ears?
that's a good point. I guess Jojo yelled it out, but no one heard. Probably Matilda didn't hear.
Nope, fully deafened.
I saw your mouth move, so I connected him like, do you want to say something?
Yeah, does Matilda know shit about sunflowers?
And he relays
Also,
that.
one of these sunflowers is missing.
Then I relay what Matilda said back. She doesn't know anything.
DM, would Matilda notice that this probably corresponds to the riddle on the map of how there's one space and one sunflower that's missing? Does that seem like that makes sense, or does it correspond to the amount of enemies that we're going to?
You, from both of those inferences, with your passive alone, you can discern that that's off the mark.
Okay.
Jojo, you move
Vincent will
over
pick
and
up a
stand.
stone and throw it down here. Anything happen?
You pick up a stone, you throw it, it bounces a few times, hits the ground on the other side, and is immediately ensnared by vines that like rip up and begin to just pull it. You see it crush the stone down and begin to just pull it underneath the ground that then fills itself in.
I mentally connect to Jojo. I wouldn't walk over there if I were you.
That was
I don't
amazing.
know what you're talking about. I'm a sunflower.
Nothing is happening from impersonating a sunflower.
Yeah, cool.
Excellent.
So we know that there is an assassin vine over here. Interesting. Can Vincent just hurl a firebolt at it?
Here's what I'm going to say. You bring your hand back, you summon a mote of flame, and you launch it towards the creature. Go ahead and roll an attack.
$12.
It flies in, dashes against the side, misses. The vine does not move.
There appear to be a rhyme or reason why there's one sunflower missing?
Roll
I'm sure-
investigation.
Should I help her?
You may.
Do you want us both to roll, or do you want to roll
I
with
don't know if
advantage?
she knows that. For
Oh.
Devin, though, are you going to be able to know that?
Well, I'm
just
right where
Matilda's
you're
to
looking. Are you just like,
Okay, cool.
or are you like looking at stuff?
I'm looking and humming at the same time. And I probably said that out loud, and you're like, saw my mouth move. It's like, what
Well,
the fuck, Matilda?
I think I know what you're investigating, but I don't know how to help you, so I'll just roll also.
Both of you are looking at this, and you feel like it's the area where you're standing, Jojo, does not seem as though it is devoid of a sunflower so much as a sunflower was removed from here. You can see the ground has been dug up. But as you guys begin to investigate the two, as to what that actually means, you're entirely uncertain. Looking back on the other side, you can see that the sunflower is in fact in its position. Like if these two were mirrored, the sunflower down here, either this one or this one, who knows, is not missing in a similar fashion to the northern garden.
Does it look like someone's marking their path like Hansel and Gretel did with the bread trail, where they're making it look different from like, I mean, I can't determine that now, but I'm going to keep that in mind when we keep.
You have faded off, and your voice has disappeared entirely.
Oh. I was wondering if just like how Hansel and Gretel, they left the breadcrumb trail, if someone's taking out these sunflowers to mark the path that they've walked, it might not correspond with the squares, but if someone's making it be like, I've been this way before. So I'll keep that in mind. I don't know yet because we've only seen one missing, but Tilda's got that in her head.
Gotcha.
Carson, deal with the weird vine thing.
Carson appears and once again casts a firebolt from your hand. Go ahead and roll an attack. Actually, roll investigation as well. The flaming bolt flies in and slams into the creature. Go ahead and roll a roll damage on that.
11 fire damage.
11. The flaming mote flies in, slams into the body of the creature, and it just begins to unravel, and you see these tendrils of vines begin to whip in all different directions. It turns its attention over in your direction, and then one of these just begins to hit the ground as it slowly begins to pull itself towards the source of this flame.
Does JoJo's vine hinder its vines?
It
Vine on
physically
vine.
can't. It's already within your like tangle of vines, and as it begins to move, it just begins to get ensnared in yours and physically has not enough movement to move. So it is pretty much right. Yeah, it is actually right where it is and cannot move any further. So Vincent, in this instance, you just kind of throwing bolt after bolt until eventually the creature is just disposed of. And
Yay.
nothing remains but charred vines and a whimpering body. Paka's like, oh, that's mine. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. He's like, I don't know what its problem was. Those vines are easy. Grabs the stone, throws it in the pack.
Also, I swear I didn't cheat. I was just like, I feel like this is too sus to have an empty hallway. Like, the rock, like, it worked out.
Jojo's gonna like shrug and then point up and then like to the north and then point to the south and just shrug again.
Vincent pings everyone. I think she wants to figure out what way we want to go. Personally, it's a toss of a coin. This one's closer. I've dealt with the plant thing. Let's go this way.
Killian nods in approval. She's, at this point, I think, finished with the repairs on Bladebeak.
I'm assuming your little vine thingy goes away.
Yeah, it only lasts a minute.
Ooh. We also can't move, Adrian. Respect.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. But I can.
Vincent throws some rocks over here.
Nothing. The stones kind of hit the ground. As you toss the rocks, one of them lands on this little stone here, directly in front of a statue of a figure holding a book. you can see from your current position that on the other side of the garden is a similar statue. And as the rock impacts the little stone, even the weight of this little pebble causes it to shift slightly.
Like these stones?
The two
Yeah.
stones that are sat in the ground before you.
Oh.
Dang everyone, these are almost like pressure plates. You need a certain amount of weight on them.
Matilda and Jojo, both of you looking forward towards these stones, get a ping in your mind that these are likely to correlate with the image that you had seen previously. The hint that had been carved into the trellis.
Probably up you need both, and then... Or maybe number 2? But how do you know which one's number 2?
I'm assuming it's like the top one needs 1 and the bottom one needs 2. Because that's the first flip.
Oh, I was expecting it that this was the one we're currently at.
No, I viewed it as the first one we got to. So this.
Oh, well, I figured that because we entered from this area, like this side, it'd be this one, and then...
Just out of curiosity, when you drew this, Adrian, did it like south, northeast, west on the plinth? Does it correlate to this? Just to confirm.
I'd say the lot of you can roll investigation with advantage.
I don't think there's a "you are here" sign. Like in on it.
Oh, that wasn't even with an advantage.
Investigation.
Humble brag? Yes, please.
You know, I read left to...
Oh
Right
man,
to
I'm
left,
rolling
so.
like bunk.
It's with the advantage.
Oh, you have
so
advantage,
You can roll again.
I would like to use one of my spark of inspiration to increase
Oh, bunk.
JoJo's to a 26.
Ooh, you can increase
Goodness.
mine? Hell yeah.
I can increase anyone's skill check or saving throw, I think.
Jojo, as you look at this, you are actually onto something, kind of figuring the general position. As you look at the original drawing itself, you anticipate both of these squares here correlate to the 2 stones in front of you. On the south, you can see 2
Oh.
more stones, so you anticipate these 2 are actually these 2 stones.
Okay, so it's sort of... Does it feel like it's an order of operation? So we're supposed to do this one first and then this one?
Judging by them, it almost seems like with your investigation check, these stones, you don't have enough information yet, but these stones seem to work not in contrast to like 1, 2 order of operations, but in contrast to like 1 and 2 as individual sets. So like this one is stone 1 and this one is stone 2, and on the other side this one is stone 1 and this one is stone 2. Is
Okay.
kind of what you anticipate from there. But looking at it, there's still not enough information in front of you to understand what that means fully.
So if she's relaying this, it could be like 2 different stages. Looking at the plates, when Vincent put the weight on it, shifted down a little bit, right?
Yes.
Is there two steps that he can see? Like if he put more weight on it.
You can certainly try. It looks like a single stone in the grass. It doesn't seem like there's kind of thing.
Does anyone? Vincent will ping. Paco, what do you have on you that's heavy?
Oh, many, many things.
Something that's not valuable.
Here's a cask of, this is the heaviest thing I have, and he pulls out JoJo's ale.
Oh, my ale.
I look towards Jojo and I'm like, can we try putting this down?
Yeah, sure.
You put the ale down on the one in front of Paka, and it places down. It begins to impact, and as soon as it hits the flush with the ground, wind begins to whip up around it, and a faint tornado appears around, but does not damage it. It is just kind of gently surrounding the object.
Interesting.
And this is a wall.
To the south of you, you see it is like a fenced wall, yes. To the north of you, at the point where you guys are currently at, you can actually see a metal fence that seems to be locked.
Vincent able to just jump over to here?
Yeah, with the space available to you, you run, you hop over the stone without interacting with it. You now stand in front of this statue that you can see is of a A learned individual, cloaked, the head down to the point where the face is not even carved, holding open a book and reading of the knowledge within.
You also can see another statue down here.
You can. In the distance, you see a very regal-looking statue with a plaque in front of it, but in too far and too faded for you to be able to read from your current position.
I think, yeah, in order to make a door, you have to have someone stand or put an object on the one here and then go to the other side and have someone.
Oh, you faded off again.
Oh, sorry.
You might just need to
Oh.
increase the gain on your mic.
That's okay. What we need to do is you have the I like flag Vincent down and I connect with them. That
Sure.
you need to put a heavy item on the other one and then the corresponding one on the other side to make one of the doors open. So because there's a door here and a door there, so we need to figure out if the one opens the book door, or if the other one or the two open, or whichever one opens which door.
Just so you know, Tamara, as a player, when you say this one and that one, I don't know what you mean. So you
If
have to
Oh,
take
she
it
was
on the map.
pointing. She was pointing to them on the map.
I don't see her first. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so they correspond to the two doors. So the one, if you put one on the one plate and the other one on the other plate on the other side, it'll open, I don't know, either this door or this door. Same thing with the two. We need to figure out which door is the one door and which door is the two door. We don't know that yet.
Are we able to draw like the little markings on these ones now
Oh.
that we've identified which ones they are?
Sure. Well, the image over here. I'll just take these.
That'll be helpful for me because me as a player, I still don't know what this and that is. I'm very confused.
If it was relayed what Matilda was saying though, Jojo will start working her way to the other side.
I will let you know to throw stones to check for vine plant.
As you do, I just kind of like catch your shoulder, and I like just like nod that like I'm gonna come with you.
Oh, okay.
So
Can we
one.
go look at statue.
You want to look at statue? There is a gate in front of you that is currently blocked.
Can I check it for quick traps?
Check the gate. Absolutely. Roll perception.
Before I go with Jojo, I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna motion to Matilda and Bladebeak, and I'm gonna cast Aid. And I just I take one of my tools and I take like one of those like filthy rags that I have, and I just start like rubbing it and like cleaning it. But it's already clean and it just keeps shining brighter and brighter until it kind of just goes and releases the light from it. Matilda, Bladebeak, and I gain 5 max HP.
Beauty. Paka looks down and kind of like, he's like, do you want me to hold the L in place?
Towards Vincent, like none
He's
of, all of
speaking
us
as
are-
though any of you can hear him, yeah.
But
guys-
Vincent will connect in. Paco, what are you saying?
Oh, I was, he begins screaming in his mind, and he says, should I keep DL here?
You can pick it up to you.
Okay. He takes it off and just kind of throws it in his bag. He's like, you guys say heavy, but everything's light. I don't know what to do anymore.
Stay
Having
with
a real
Jojo,
hard
dear.
time. Have a
Doing
hug.
good. Sure. Just come over here.
He crawls
I
over the
picture
trellis
him
and
like
gives you a hug.
walking up and just hugging Vincent's leg.
Aw.
And Vincent's tail will just come down and like kind of wrap around him a little bit. Go with Jojo. She'll protect you.
He climbs around and moves over and begins to through the area. Matilda, do you stay there?
Yes.
Examining
I
both sides.
I wave to get Vincent's attention.
He's investigating gate.
Oh,
So Vincent,
Right.
with your perception check, you don't see any particular traps, but you also don't see where any traps would be placed on a gate like this.
Okay. He will go to open it.
Instead of a stone like Vincent recommended, they're just like throwing the javelin, which she's having too much fun with.
You're just
aerating the
leaving.
ground.
Yeah, you're leaving this place just fucking arable. As you begin to move forward into the second area, let me pause you guys there for one moment.
Okay.
Ba-dum-bum. What is the passive perception of Bladebeak?
Bladebeak's passive perception is 14.
14. As you and Bladebeak are moving through, Bladebeak's eyes light up for a brief moment as they manage to spot a sliver. A sliver between one trellis and the next, disconnected from the rest and leading into another pathway.
Ooh. Oh, like right here?
Right there.
Ooh.
The neck just like swivels down and just like continues pointing. Yeah, I'll take a look at this. I kind of get my fingers in the cracks. Like, is it like a door that can be pushed? Is it just a very small, like how much of a crack are we talking?
You grab onto the side of it and you begin to like shift and shake it. It can be moved, but you would likely need to destroy the whole structure. It's maybe a minute of effort. It's actually rather flimsy, but it is not designed to be opened.
Well, I'll set Bladebeak to task then. He's pretty much got a chainsaw for the head. So.
I actually picture, correct me if I'm wrong, Bladebeak's head kind of turns to the side, opens, and then you see the mouth just like...
Oh, like a Jaws of
Like
Life.
a jack?
Jaws of Life? Yeah,
No, I
that's
pictured a
great.
jack the opposite. Like even the lower jaw
Oh.
opens and just begins to push it aside.
I gotta use a Jaws of Life a while back. That thing's crazy.
I got to use one the other year. You begin to your task there. Jojo begins to move and is creating massive tracts of land before her with which to sow. And Paka is running ahead and is also like, I got one hug, but I want a second one. And kind of like grabs onto both your legs, so it's actually hard to walk, but you just begin to shuffle. And as you reach the other side, Jojo, safely, Vincent, you are currently standing in front of this gate. Seems locked, seems untrapped.
It's locked though. He'll call out for Mo, even though because he can't see him, but he knows Mo's can hear him. The only one not deafened, I think.
I put Mo. Where are you, guy? I know you're around. There you are. Invisible even from me. Mo appears. Yeah.
He connects in. Help me with this gate. You got that long stick. Let's see if we can pick it.
I can try.
Vincent will aid him in this if he can.
Mo takes the bottom of the stick, and it has those little wings, and it actually forms somewhat of a little key shape. He is going to attempt to pick the lock. He pulls the stick back out and kind of keeps himself in place and says, it is beyond my capabilities.
He'll hop back over. If I could move, I'd move to here, and just sort of wait for the other guys to finish up what they're doing. He knows that Killian's also good at this stuff. She's busy right now.
Killian, at the end of that minute, the doorway bursts open. You crack the trellis and you find a new pathway before you.
Right. I kind of poke my head in just enough to see what is around the corner.
You poke your head in, you begin to see around the corner. You see 3 soldiers standing at attention. And then as you look at them, almost as though on key while observed, all 3 of them collapse down as though being impacted to mush. Their bodies just crumple and blood splatters around. Each one deceased.
Is it from like a boulder or something, or they just do that?
No discernible cause.
Invisible stomp.
Just picture Killian backing away.
Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. She's gonna back away and just keep that in mind for the future.
Filing that away.
Filing that away.
Vincent, you have reached the other side astride Matilda, and Jojo and Paka, you are now also in front of this doorway. What do you do? Matilda, you have your hand raised.
Cast Mage Hand, and the Mage Hand like floats over to where Jojo and Paka are, because I can see through the fence a little bit, right?
Yes.
Okay. So like floats over and it like points to the stone and holds up the finger like this for the number 1. Then points to the other one and holds up this. And then I wave, and then it's gonna go over to the other side, and it's gonna point to that one. It says 1, to the other one 2, and then I'm gonna put it in the middle so we all can see. It's gonna make a pushing symbol, and then it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, push on number 1.
I connect in and I'm like, I got everything up to the last part, do you?
Oh, we're going to 1, 2, 3 push on the one that I think is number 1 and see what happens.
Are you going to push or am I or?
I mean, I prefer not to because I die really easily, but I don't know if there's much of an option inside.
Well, just try using your mage hand. See how that works.
Jokes.
We'll take a step back.
Matilda goes to stand right by the fence so everyone can see her, and then she goes 1, 2, and then right at 3 everyone gets ready to push, and Matilda's gonna use her mage hand to push on the 1, and whatever Jojo's gonna do on 1 unless she wants me to wait.
Jojo takes out her dad's warhammer and holds it above the thing for the signal to be dropped.
1, 2, 3, and then we all do our thing.
Both.
I would ask that Mo come over to me just before it's triggered.
Absolutely. Mo would not be near there willingly. As you drop one item on the one on this side, one on the one on the other side, they impact, they go down. The left eye of the statue at the top ignites. The right eye of the statue, basically like from their perspective, both of their right eyes ignite. But as the wind picks up around both the warhammer and the mage hand, it just kind of remains doing so. You can see that the wind begins to lift, and the statues both one of their eyes alight.
If we remove them,
if you remove yours on your side, Jojo, you like grab the warhammer, you lift it off. Both of the eyes go out.
Okay.
On both statues.
Put it back. It is back to how it was.
Back to how it was.
Okay.
With this, you guys infer that both statues need to be activated simultaneously.
Okay. And we probably need to leave behind whatever items we use. I don't want to leave my dad's warhammer.
Killian kind of like pulls on your belt and just motions to Bladebeak, and then goes like this.
Oh. Well. Wonder. Okay.
And just like goes right up to you and shouts, "He's 200 pounds."
Yeah, Jojo just takes out the ear things and talks to Killian for a second. Yeah, but I'm wondering, do we have to leave our items here? Like, if I remove it and then put it back, like, will the doors close? And then she...
Only one way to know?
Jojo, like, looks back at Matilda and then puts up a 2.
I go look for like a rock. Is there a rock on the ground?
There are many.
Okay. I go find like the a big rock, but one that Matilda can pick up with a -1 strength.
So you find a small rock, is what you're saying.
Yes.
No, you find a fair chunk-sized rock, and you approach the number 2. Okay, so Bladebeak is going to, if I understood what you're saying, just stride both legs and place down one leg on each side. Okay, so I'm going to put Bladebeak here.
I think it should just do number 2, shouldn't it? Because this is an order of operation thing, is he doing both of them at the same time?
It might not be an order of operation thing. It might be just it's mirrored. So, like, this doesn't, if you do both of these at the same time, nothing happens. But if you do them all at the same time, then all the light eyes are lit up. And maybe then the door opens.
I'm just wondering what the point of them being numbered is then.
Well, just so you know, the corresponding, because you could be there all day being like, why is this not opening with these 2 plates? And then you realize that they correspond with the other 2. But I also wonder, can't Blade League like flamingo it for a second, or we just have like one leg up and do the one and then put the other
Yeah,
leg
that's true.
down?
Yeah,
It's totally true.
yeah.
Alright.
It doesn't have
Okay,
to happen at the exact same time if we still wanted to do it in order.
Execution. Matilda, so you are placing the mage hand on number 1. Bladebeak is going to stomp down on number 2. And then Flamingo tap number 1. And then Matilda is going to put the rock on number 2. So here's what happens. As you guys perform this, you place it down on number 1. The wind picks up. The other side gets the similar treatment, and both eyes ignite. Bladebeak places a leg down on the other. And as Matilda, you place the rock down on number 2, the wind picks up to a torrent surrounding you. Bladebeak is surrounded by 2 individual forces of wind, and then as the wind lifts and separates, Bladebeak is torn in 2, drops in front of you in just a heap, and the stone and your mage hand, Matilda, the mage hand remains in place, but as the stone is lifted, it is launched to the southwest. Bladebeak's pieces were being taken both to the northwest and the southwest, and the mage hand would have been brought due west. As you guys see this, you understand the numbers now. They don't correlate to anything other than where these things are going. Number 1 seems to go to the north and the left, and number 2 seems to go down and to the left.
Okay.
And as you see this, Bladebeak just kind of boom, boom, slams down in a small heap of metal. That is where we will go and break.
Oh boy.
So we will see you all shortly at this new development.
Bye.
So Killian drags the like 2 halves and all the other bits of Bladebeak off of the path. Oops. Woo.
Yahoo! I got
Toss them over the wall.
Yeah.
you. Don't
That's
need
what happens
this.
when both Adrian and I try to move
Garbage.
Bladebeak. Killian sparks up one of her tools and pretty much pushes the 2 pieces together and hits the like break between them, and of like a welding spark begins slowly moving across the 2 like a zipper, putting them back together. But I don't have to stay here and watch it. It'll just do that over a minute.
Brilliant.
But I motion for the others to come across from that side of the fence.
I will teleport you over there, Matilda. You're
Yeah, it's a trek to get around. So there's a gate over there that's locked as well, and there's a statue on the other side. So there's a plaque. It gives them information. We want to grab it before we go, or
Killian taps her temple, just in case you're not in my head, and
he
says,
basically would relay that to all you guys.
Yeah. And says, there's an opening back there that Bladebeak opened.
Yeah, I saw it on the way over.
There were like 3 enemies back there, and as soon as I like poked my head around the corner and saw them, they got squished, but I couldn't see what squished them.
Interesting.
I don't know whether like they were a trap or whether they were standing somewhere that they shouldn't have been, but it's either very dangerous or it's disarmed, and I don't know which.
Well, why don't you go up north, unlock the gate? I'll see if I can poke around over here. Vincent will chuck a rock over here.
I'll pause you briefly and I will teleport you to that gate up there.
Thank you.
On the other side, it's easy to get around these pressure plates. And
Yeah,
you guys have actually deemed that they are pretty much not a threat unless all of them are active at once.
Gotcha.
But as you get to the other side and you look at this gate, Vincent, you begin tossing stones.
Yeah, you'll just see if anything happens.
As you move in, you toss some stones. Nothing.
Okay. I'll wait for Killian to unlock the gate.
Right.
Do you have Thieves' Tools proficiency?
I do.
Then you may roll a Thieves' Tools check.
Yeah.
Which is dexterity plus proficiency. The 21, you place your Thieves' Tools within, and though it's a complicated lock, probably among the most complex you have seen, the gate swings open. and you now have a free path through in. What you see before you, the statue, the head looks down towards you. It is currently wielding like this ceremonial sword. It turns the sword upside down, plants it in the stone, and just goes fully inert.
Was it not inert before?
Looking at it, it was by all means a normal statue. But as you open the gate, you can see that it seems to have deactivated itself.
Okay, so it was it was standing essentially like this before, and then I opened the door and it went
Precisely.
like that. Okay.
Any luck there?
I guess I'm still in range of your telepathy, so I say, doors open. There was a statue. It looks like it's deactivated. As soon as I opened the door, it looked at me, and then it kind of just...
Is there anything on it? There was a plaque.
Let me take a look. Killian will very slowly begin stepping in. Can I roll investigation as I like go through just to make sure that there's no holes full of arrows or scorch marks on the ground from its laser eyes or
attempting to discern any. This would be perception.
Okay. Sadness.
Gladness.
Oh, no sadness.
Nothing.
I will...
Nothing that you can see. This is an untouched and unspoiled paradise of a garden on the side of this protected area.
All right, then I'll continue just all the way up to see if I can read the plaque or see if there's anything around this guy.
You reach the statue and you begin to attempt to discern it. It is that same strange language that you have seen kind of carved throughout different areas. As you look towards it, the plaque itself is faded, but you do note that it has been defaced. It has two messages. One that is written in stone, carved in like honors, almost. This is a statue, a plaque to a very famous individual. But as you are glancing down at it, it has been carved across as though to be just fucking carved out, and another message is written in the language that you do not understand.
Okay. I will leave and give a little hop over this, and I'll motion to Matilda to, and just point to my eyes.
You walk quiet.
I come over, book in hand.
You stride forward up to the statue.
Yes. I don't. Oh,
You're-
oops.
Oh. Oopsies.
You stride up to the statue and you glance forward into it. As you attempt to discern this, go ahead and roll investigation.
I get any bonuses to my creepy obsession with dungeon lore?
No.
Okay.
But you
Is that
can
a skill
attempt
that
to
you have?
discern.
I tried. Can I guide myself?
Obsession with dungeon lore sounds like it could be the beginning of a good skill. You
Okay.
may, yeah, you got time.
A dirty 20.
With your spark of inspiration, you're looking at it and you're like, God, this is gonna take so long, and then a faint wind pushes one page across and you begin to look at a new passage and you're like, of course. Is that little bit of guidance from your patron offers you the last point you needed. As you look at this, you sit down, and over the course of a little less than a minute, you manage to discern the meaning of it. The initial statement written in honors on this statue is "All hail King Savalar."
Ooh, Savalar?
Savalar, and it has been scratched out by a dagger, a very fine pointed dagger, as far as you can discern, perhaps magical. That reads, "The King of Mirrors, the Lord of Madness." I will post this. Chat.
Matilda's just she's got a name. She
As
also
you-
knows that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
Okay, well, she also knows that even though there's mystery and there's hundreds of years of history missing, the royal upper class are obsessed with family trees. So some bitch still has to have this thing fucking recorded somewhere. Even if this shit is missing, someone has this dude written down on their family tree somewhere.
As you stand there and you pontificate aggressively out into the open air, both Killian and Matilda, who have reached up towards this plaque, may roll perception. Killian, I will actually give you your previous perception roll of 19 if you like, or you can roll a new one.
I'm not gonna get better than that, so I'll take the 19.
Okay.
Yikes! I'm too excited about my like thread of thought right now.
Killian, you smelled a very sweet scent coming from behind the statue. Vaguely familiar, though you don't remember where from.
Okay. I'll can I not move?
Oh, I have taken your power, but I've returned.
Okay. I'm actually just gonna cast Mage Hand and just kind of caress around the statue, see if I can just kind of like just little touchy-feely grabbies, and just
A little
see
reach
if I
around?
can detect anything.
Good. As you place your mage hand, let me get you your friendly
If a hand
neighborhood
could
mage
wink,
hand.
it would wink.
It moves to the other side of the statue, and the mage hand, kind of just feeling around, manages to feel some kind of... I mean, it doesn't transport the sensory information back to you, I don't think. But as it's moving around, you can hear some rustling. You hear the sound of foliage being disturbed.
Okay. Well, I will just kind of give like a little 1 second to Matilda, and then I will start to climb up the statue to see if I can find where my mage hand is.
You jump on the statue, you jump up, and as you glance down, you see your mage hand caressing the leathery flowers of a torch bloom. Hidden behind the statue. You see it sat actually in a nice potted plant, almost in reverence to the statue.
How heavy does the pot look?
A couple pounds, ceramic.
All right, scoop it up with the mage hand.
Lift the whole thing up, and you begin to leave, having acquired a fancy new torch bloom.
Good job.
I just slowly, the hand just presents itself down to Matilda. And then we come back looking very pleased.
Hilda's like, more science!
As you all gather, kind of looking down this pathway, Vincent kind of prodding piece by piece down the path as far as you can. From where you are, you've basically discerned that at the very least tossing stones up to here down the pathway is safe.
Okay, he'll take a couple steps in. Chuck a bit more as he goes, as far as he can throw. Just see. If nothing triggers, then he'll keep looking down. These creatures that have died, are they flittering away? Or are they gone? Are they still there? What's going on with them?
They're still there. They are crushed. They are just blood, gore, and bone spread out across the area, but they have not flittered away.
Are they in the
Pakadia,
process?
do you want to look through these bodies?
Paka moves forward and is just like,
Okay, it's more like soup than bodies, but okay.
moves in and just kind of beginning to look through. He's like,
They got some spears. They have sons. There's some gold.
places the gold down. Is that they each have a pouch of 20 gold pieces, Lodumnian gold.
I'll take one of those.
Okay, here you go. It's not much. Nothing special.
Keep note of it. Put it in your bags. He'll let them know there's not much on these guys. They seem to be normal, and I guess we'll keep trudging up, and then he'll keep tossing stones in areas.
What was the murder weapon? Like, if Matilda goes up and inspects these bodies, what might have turned them
Giant
into soup?
crush. Giant crush. Just giant crush.
Yeah,
So
as you
just,
look at them,
um,
it's just giant crush, grape crush maybe.
Orange crush. They're just gonna take her javelin and just sort of stab into one of the dead ones. As she passes by, just be like, "You dead? Be dead."
You stab into the body and you hear
Oh, okay.
that same pained groan from before. You hear echoing out from your southwest.
Oh. Like, I heard this one and I heard someone else down there.
Seems like something was aware of it.
Oh.
Vincent will peek around this corner.
You see nothing.
Vincent will peek around this corner.
You see nothing.
He'll throw
Simply a
more
path.
rocks.
You throw a few stones. In the distance, as the stones kind of land and just slowly roll forward, the grass itself, slightly disturbed, almost seems to like shirk away from you, facing away from your current direction. It also just begins to like shrivel.
So like the grass around here just like shriveled.
Yeah, like this whole section. As you throw the stone, the grass itself begins to shrivel.
I'll do a minor illusion and have like a rabbit just show up in the grass there. And just it's still, but I want to see what it does. Nothing.
Do I see
Jojo,
this too?
grass is being weird over there. You're good with plants, right? You have like
Good with
bushes
magic.
back home.
I do have bushes. My dad's a verbog. It could be necrotic. Let me just take a look. How close can I get? If I move here, am I standing in the sad grass?
Yes. The whole
Oh,
section past where Vincent is. It's
Okay,
a whole line.
just from where I am, then I guess. Taking out my spy glass. Does it look especially necrotic?
You are glancing down at the grass. It looks just like normal grass.
Okay, but it looks like it's shriveling.
It's shirking away from the like physical stones that have been thrown at it. Vincent casting an illusion there with no physical presence does not seem to have made any effect.
Okay.
As the grass begins to wilt, so too does or not wilt, but like literally curl up, almost as though to protect itself. The greenery around you also begins to close. You see flowers begin to close. You see leaves begin to spin and pull themselves into a dense, packed canopy around you.
Vincent's gonna try to mentally connect to the plants.
Uh.
Know them. Can you do so?
You feel a consciousness there, but you do not sense any kind of conscious thought. It is just that these things seem to be alive, but not sentient.
He's going to try and send just like non-hostile, peaceful, like vibrations and stuff through the mental link if he can.
Yeah, my dad says, like, Ron says that, like, plants like music. So,
Vincent will he'll take the thing off of his ring and start playing some nice music.
Okay, you begin to play nice music. The grass gets more afraid, which is a statement I didn't think I would ever say. But as you begin to like echo out individual notes, you find one note in particular begins to... They're terrified of it. Even the walls itself, as you play boom, it sucks in aggressively as though to protect itself.
Okay, he'll remove that note from his further song for these guys, but know what note that is.
G.
It's a G note.
I've just written myself into a hole. As you pluck this note, you hold it back and you await. The grass around you guys goes still, silent. The wind begins to pick up and pours around you all through these thin pathways. And you hear in the distance. The sound of clashing blades begins to become more prevalent than ever as the sound grows louder and louder, and you hear boom ring out, passing through the entire area, a wave blasting across you. As you all currently remain deafened, this wave of force blasts through your bodies, passes through your mind, unaffected.
Nice.
feel it. Good bass, though. Good bass rumble.
Again, passes through you.
Is it the G?
You hear the sound of blades clashing louder.
Is it a
Here.
G?
Does it feel like, based on the vibrations, do I feel like it's a G?
You feel the G. You feel the G forces
G force?
as the blast
Not sponsored.
tears. I think that's a fuel of G's rather than a force. But as the energy passes through you 8 times, you hear the
Wow.
aggressive from the bottom left. The pained groan turned to one of rage and anger, and boom, 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 slamming sound, stone against stone, stone against wood, and around you, you see boom, 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 impacts in the ground. I need. Let me actually see here.
I do want to make a note that once we felt like wind coming through, Matilda went like this because she didn't want to be like.
Nope. As you guys are standing, Jojo, right to your south, you see the grass boom, impact down to the dirt. Vincent directly in front of you, and Paka and Killian to your top left. 3 impact points, but none of you are within them. And then the anger and the rage continues to boil out from the area to the southwest.
Oh.
I'll connect with Jojo. Shall we continue?
Are these imprints still there?
Looking at them, they remind you heavily of the warhammer you hold in your own hand.
But much bigger.
Much bigger. And they are still there, just having been impacted into the ground itself.
Vincent will go here.
Yeah, you stride forward, nothing.
But it seems like someone's there. Okay, cool. They don't seem to be able to see us, though. Jojo will follow Vincent.
Not much over here.
The imprint's still there, but I pass through. There's nothing there currently.
Nothing. As you step in it, it is just a divot in the ground.
Vincent's
Ooh.
gonna throw a couple stones. He's still worried about that weird vine plant.
You toss a few stones. They kind of just land. You are selectively attempting to find any assassin vines within the area. And I will effectively let you know if you find them. I'll give you basically like a 60-foot stone throw radius. As you begin to move, you spot something in the area surrounding. You see yet another individual impacted and crushed against the weight of something in this open area. But for the first time, you spot Enthian soldiers, not Lodum.
He puts up like a hand, so when you guys are coming, you know that this is like a stop point. There's stuff up ahead.
Bladebeak, you hear beginning to run forward, having been mended.
He'll peek around this corner. What does he see?
As you glance around the corner, you spot a massive, wearing armor that seems to be shaped after some kind of like an ox. Glancing forward, you see its malformed body, seemingly once muscular and strong, displaying armor of honor. You could discern just by looking at it, the wealth that would be required to make armor like this is immense. But as you glance on them, their body is distorted. Spikes torn out from inside burst from the armor, and the bodies of fallen soldiers just placed like trophies on each of those spikes. It stands with this massive heft and warhammer, slamming the statue in front of it, stone against stone. And each time an impact happens, just a force blasts down on the ground around you in this small arena before you.
Vincent will mentally connect with Jojo. I think this might be another boss. And
Okay,
he'll send
great.
the pings to everyone else as they come into view. Do we want to deal with this one? Looking around, it seems like a dead end, so...
Roll perception. I'll give you just a little bit of a peek-see. As you move forward, you do spot, once again, similarly to what you had seen before, the little hole in the trellis, you spot another one right there. Then you go back.
So, when we look at this, like, abomination, if Matilda was to peek around the corner, does it resemble anything similar to the abominations that Buckhead's making?
No,
those are like natural. You see just like bone bursting out. This one seems to almost just be some kind of cursed creature, almost. Those are like natural abominations.
Do we want to give it a go then? There could be some information over there. There's also another statue, but I feel like this guy was put up a bit of resistance compared to the other ones that we fought. So Jojo's gonna bolster us. Do I see any sort of like line here? Like, you know how there was the battle arenas, with my perception check before.
As you stride forward and you kind of like place your hand within the area, the closer you get to the edge, the more opaque this kind of like pale blue light becomes that begins to divide where you currently stand and the arena itself in this space.
Okay. So do I feel like if we casted spells here, we'd be fine? It's just if once we pass the threshold, then we'll engage.
It might be a situation where you're like, now I'm in America. Now I'm in Australia. America, Australia. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Vincent would like to cast
Where would
Twin
that
Devils.
be?
It's a reference.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You're too young. You're a wee
Well,
lass.
shit. Okay, so I'll stand here and then like in succession be like bam, 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 and the chaos will like surge from JoJo into each one of you guys as you feel emboldened in your and chaotic inside.
When you do that, do we suddenly gain like weird chaos tattoos that like are trying to
Ooh.
stay on our bodies but like just kind of like wiggling around?
That'd be cool.
Doesn't happen.
Sure. No, damn.
That does. I like to think maybe your ash bond kind of attempts to impart itself on others.
I would love if something random happens for 10 minutes to your body. But then I also want this to be able to be used in like situations where we're like, oh, you've got a stealthily like persuade nobles here, have a little boost, bud.
You just keep it under the turtleneck. It's fine.
Okay, great. That's
You had
the-
your hand raised.
I have my hand raised because it's been a while since we've done a boss fight. So we want to cast all our spells outside of here, right? But
Only-
if I have
Only the ones that can affect us. Like, I don't think you can cast it on him. The barrier would block you.
okay, my spell wouldn't well, okay, that's a lie. It would have to go through the barrier. When I cast spells in the barrier, does it get weird? That's
You
why
just
we're
can't interact.
You can't
through it.
interact through the barrier. As far as you've
Paco tried
discerned,
to
yeah.
throw a potion once, and we tried to. It just stops you.
What happens inside the barrier stays inside.
Were you gonna try and cast hex on it? I guess.
No, I was wondering if we were prepping spells. I wanted to do Sickening Radiance there, but
Oh yeah, you'd have to step in first.
Yeah, there's no particular reason as well to hold spells outside of combat, because if you enter into combat, you immediately roll initiative, and then if your
Yes.
initiative is below theirs, they do act first one way or the other.
Vincent will summon Devil as a spell. He would like to bring in Sentry.
There we go.
Is everyone else good to go, or?
I am good to go. Although, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Look towards JoJo, and I'm just like, in her mind, I'm assuming you're the one that's gonna want to go first.
Great, let's go. She'll think we can run it.
I guess if everyone else is ready, sure.
As you guys can basically, I will place you in a square in the barrier. I'll pause this first, though. What is your guys' immediate orientation? Is something like this accurate?
I think no. JoJo would be the closest, of course.
Killian is actually hoping to be as far to the back as possible because she's still bloodied.
Ooh,
So,
that's interesting.
That is not good.
So is this accurate?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
You all stride in. Paka is currently here, but he's on the other side of the barrier. Do you want Mo and Paka in this fight?
I don't think Mo's gonna be super useful. I'll keep him on the outside for now. Tell him to go invisible and just
Don't.
kind of chill.
I don't think Parker should be in this fight.
I'd like Sentry to move in with Vincent and basically fly up 20 feet above him.
Okay. As you all begin to move in, the figure stops, slamming the side of this statue, and then brings that warhammer back one more time and just slams into the side of the head, dislodging it, and it boom slams into the ground hard enough to impact and not bounce. It creates a small crater, keeping itself nestled tightly as they. All of you. You can't take a warning, can you? Everything that I've done. I tried to keep you away, but it was no use.
I can't stop myself anymore. This is your fault.
Turning towards you, the creature faces, grabs its warhammer, and just slams it against the ground.
Now you will face war.
Everybody roll initiative.
Did that sound like?
The cinematic camera zooms back into third-person view as you.
Exactly. Let me go ahead and delete this and restart initiative.
Did that sound like this person was like warning people? He's like, I can't stop myself. The song of war. It's got me.
Basically.
Okay, cool.
In exactly that like 1920s tune.
Oh no,
Hey.
Vincent.
Because you had to reset. Could you put my previous one in there?
You shouldn't have been able to roll for it, did you? What was it?
Yeah. It was 13. You can see it in initiative.
13?
And then it re-rolled because the new one activated.
So Jojo, you also had a 10. Oh, that's where it is currently.
I do like the fact that he says this and we never heard him because we're all deafened.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yep. You just
Man,
succeeded.
it's
He's
hard
very
being
mad.
Vincent.
Sentry should go just after Vincent. He doesn't have his own initiative.
But I'll just give it 13, 11.
It's hard to be deafened. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what is Matilda concentrating on? Why does she have a fist on her?
That is the ready action. I can remove that. 13 points. So Killian, yours is there. Perfect. So Matilda, you are not concentrating on anything. You are all deafened. Vincent, you are concentrating on Sentry. Jojo, did you just rage?
I have not. I think that's
Okay.
from last time.
All right,
Bleed
moving
Beak
that.
shouldn't be on fire.
That's true. As far as you know. You all enter into the battle arena, and as this massive knight, covered in the fallen bodies of, as far as you can tell, their own allies, stares in towards you and slams the warhammer against the ground. They let out a cry that turns bestial. It's just awkward shit.
I love the idea of Matilda just being like, what?
Can't hear ya. And battle begins.
What was that?
8, good lord. You stare now down the first Enthian Knight Valor, the Ox Knight, and Matilda. The battle begins with you.
Ooh. This is like one of the statues.
So, DM Sama, you said that this guy looks really cursed, right?
Indeed.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little done. Well, actually,
I'm gonna say
no.
this though. There is no perceivable way to notice a curse in the game. When I say this seems like a cursed creature more so than a natural abomination, I'm just kind of giving you a general visual.
Uh-huh.
Has no bearing on like actual,
Whether it is cursed or not, yeah.
the descriptive word.
Okay.
Game is
So-
paused, by the way, Adrian. So
It is, yes, thank you, kind.
What I will do is I'm going to first cast Armor of Agathis on myself. Normal. I don't know why.
you would have had false light up as well, so you have an extra 8.
I don't think I have that anymore.
Oh, you got rid of that? Okay.
And
Although I don't think temp HP stacks, so it would just be the whatever the highest one is, the highest.
Where's Killian?
Right there.
On Bladebeak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you said you still looked bloody, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this 3 times.
So, just an FYI, just for future battles, Matilda, the Armor of Agathis lasts for an hour and doesn't require concentration, so all of this could have been done while we were prepping. Just an FYI.
Okay.
So Killian, you heal 3, 6, 9 hit points.
And then 3 more.
Oh, I'm sorry. So that was a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hit points total.
Then I end my turn.
You have Armor of Agathis on yourself. Let me see if I have something. I do not. As a frost builds up around you from this otherworldly source and locks itself into place to protect you, Killian, you're up.
Well, Killian with the heft that this guy has been swinging things, she does not want to be in melee range. She's gonna pull out the McGurmit hunting rifle, but she's not gonna use it yet. Instead, she's gonna start off this combat with a fairy fire, pointed at the big boy. Clicky? I'm trying to clicky, but it's not letting me do anything.
I think Fairy Fire is an area, so it'll give you like a small thing to place down, then you can choose where you want to put it.
Interesting. Okay. Doesn't seem to be giving me that, but nonetheless, it's an area, and then it goes away, and it's just an effect on a person. So he needs to roll a dexterity saving throw.
It's a 20-foot cube. Perfect. You can orient that to hit only the individual. As the cube erupts around them and ignites, they are encircled in this green flame. They have failed.
Nice. All right. And then I'm actually just going to tell Bladebeak to dodge for now. Just going to duck and weave and get ready to hit the deck if this thing swings at us.
At the end of your turn, Vincent, you are on.
Oof. Does this guy look wise or constitutionally?
This individual seems to be constitution out the ass.
Okay. Vincent will move over here. He's going to look at this individual and kind of eye him up and down. I need him to roll an intelligence saving throw. DC is 15.
That is yet another failure.
Nice. Okay, bonus action. He's going to reach into this person's mind and along with that shockwave, just send images of like him failing on the battlefield and all of his like family and friends back home burning alive. As I send a unsettling words towards him. Can't trigger that, but it will be there.
Unsettling
and then
words.
As my action was Mind Sliver, I'm going to freaking cast. Fuck it, I'll do Hold Person.
So you rolled a d6.
Yep, it has -9 to this saving throw.
Okay. And hold person's wisdom.
Yes.
-9. So it did not succeed.
By how much? No, I'm kidding.
Who knows?
It is concentration. I forgot. Oh well. It didn't cost me spell slot to summon Sentry. I forgot I can't have both. It's fine. This is more important. So yeah, it is held. And let's see. Going over this person, was that difficult terrain or not?
It was. There is a dead body there. Just impacted into the ground.
Okay, so then I'm at max here. So Vincent will end his turn.
I don't know how many more effects we can place on this thing. But
Well,
it's
the
just-
mind sliver and the unsealing words are gone.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Those
Oh
were
my God.
used up to cast the other one.
Good. We're bringing that down just a few layers at a time. As you blast this creature with both psychic energy, and I did take that psychic energy off of them, you put in its mind this image of itself failing, and it just begins to, as it reaches forward, it grabs its own head and just begins to dig its fingers in. You can hear the metal of the helmet buckling as it just begins to like tear at its own head in order to get this image out of it. And as all of this happens, it goes into a rage.
It is paralyzed as well.
Excellent, thank you. Well, it's hold person, so that's already on there. I don't think I need to add paralyzed.
Oh, okay.
Just for the automated effects. As it is now standing there, its body solidifies, its muscles tense, working against it. Sentry is out of turn order. And Jojo, you're
Jojo. Jojo's aware what, like, the spell does, right?
Yeah.
Jojo is going to, let's see here. She's going to take a hand, or she's gonna take the scythe out, and sort of like twist it and pull backwards, like almost like she's like fishing. And she's casting catapult, and that head that they just knocked off that statue flies directly back up at them. And since they are paralyzed, they automatically fail dexterity saving throws, which means that this is 3d8 damage.
Interesting. So there's no like, oh, it's a range of 60 feet. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. You blast the head of that statue right back into the body of this figure.
Ooh, nice. 12 damage back at this guy.
Bludgeoning?
It is bludgeoning, I believe.
The armor impacts, being held by this just...
Yeah, bludgeoning.
Is it magical bludgeoning? I mean, it's a spell.
I mean, it's a spell.
I would
think
take
it's
it.
bludgeoning.
I would say that it's magical bludgeoning.
Okay, sick. Good. That'd be sad if it wasn't.
It goes tink.
And then Jojo's going to rage. Rajay and Wild Surge.
Just an
Something
FYI,
cool.
Jojo would know this. If you melee attack this person, any melee attack you do automatically, as long as you hit, you crit
Oh.
with paralyze.
How? Well, that would have been cool too. But I saw the dexterity one first, and I was like, I have a dex save spell. And a flump will appear on its face and explode.
And it fails its save?
And it fails its dexterity save.
And it immediately takes damage.
That's another 4. Another
4
4
force
force
damage. This thing is just being peppered and bombarded with blasts from the moment it turns to meet your gaze. It is just bullied. Anything with the rest of your turn?
I think that's everything. That was my action, bonus action. I don't think I'm gonna move. So that's it.
Beautiful. They get another wisdom save.
At the end of its turn.
Yeah. Does it still have the -9? No.
No, it would be normal wisdom.
Okay. It reaches forward and you can see the muscles begin to tense. One finger manages to go, and that's about it. That's the end of its turn. Next round, Matilda, you are up.
Okie dokie, artichokes. I have a weird theory I'm gonna test out. Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna go through here and walk through the difficult terrain that is a dead body. That's 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna be right here. Can I touch the creature here?
Yes.
Okay, I want to touch a skin, like flesh bit.
This creature is all but entirely encased in armor to the point where it's like mangled onto their body. You can see black spikes that are jutting out from the armor. That's probably the closest approximation of flesh.
How high up are the spikes?
Oh, they're all over the place. This creature is clad in the bodies of the fallen.
Okay, I touch a spike. I'm gonna cast Remove Curse.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1d10.
Okay. But the spell says I remove all curses.
Roll 1d10.
Okay, just... Hold on, let me cast the spell first.
Roll 53d10. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Too much stuff. Okay, 1d8, d10, roll.
You see this creature, one of these tendrils, kind of just like begins to force itself over. It begins to bubble as the like blackened energy on the inside of it begins to just folds itself in. It just begins to blister and boil and explodes. Everyone within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, and they take 4 points of damage. You see one of the bodies that was impaled on this spike falls off. They lose 1 to their armor class.
Oh!
Oh.
Ooh. Looky there. That's cool.
Boom.
Expensive -1 to AC, but that's pretty cool. I don't know how many times Matilda can do that.
Ooh. But also, I bet these dead boys are a means for it to get even more AC.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good
Jojo.
plan.
Jojo, with your 16, you succeed. Nothing. And Matilda, what was your dex save?
Oh, hold on.
Also, just as a side note, Adrian, when you gain the unconscious condition, which is what you do when you get paralyzed, you fall prone and drop anything you're holding.
You don't fall unconscious when you're paralyzed. You become incapacitated.
Oh, is it incapacitated?
Unconscious would be crazy for paralyzed. You get paralyzed, and you're just like, ah! 18, you
Sorry,
also
I
succeed, no damage. That's okay.
So can we talk about what happened one more time? So basically, what tendril exploded? Where was that?
The body is like a mass of armor plates that almost seem just like tight to the body itself, and it's crushing in almost, as you can see, to massive discomfort. Clad in the bodies of the fallen, you can see that its own knights are now forming its armor, and there are black spikes that are impaled on. Just these spikes that are shooting out from the body in all directions. One of these tendrils, as you can see, is living, and when you cast Remove Curse, exploded. And caused a bit of damage, and one of those bodies fell off.
Okay.
That was good. You did damage and also dropped its AC. That's sick.
We also know that, like, if we wanted to try to weaken him further without using all these spells, we could just maybe attack the spikes directly, because it seems
point.
like if they can explode, we can kill them.
If they explode, we can kill it. Yeah.
I'm sure that's the line.
Yeah, that was one. Anything with the rest of your turn, Matilda?
No, I think that's it for now.
All right, Killian, you were up.
All right. This thing is still essentially defenseless. It's not just melee attack. It's all attacks.
All
against it.
attacks within 5 feet are auto crits, and every attack gains advantage.
Okay.
Which means straight roll for ranged.
Yeah, perfect. That's okay by me. I'm gonna roll up. Oops. I did not like that for some reason. I can't move my bird.
Bladebeak? Yeah, I will move Bladebeak.
Okay. So I'll do my usual hold my action to blast once I get within the range that Bladebeak brings me into, and I'll fire. And so I have not advantage. It's not giving me the option. Okay, there we go. Normal.
Oh, the natural one.
That's rough, buddy.
You still get extra attack, right?
I do, I think.
Roll
Unless
a d20.
Get out of here, Zuko.
Do held actions allow for the extra attack, or is extra attack only on your turn?
Ooh, that is a fair question.
You did describe above that Bladebeak and his actions are kind of weirdly together, so I don't know how you want to rule this.
The ready action lets you. Oh, here's a JC himself quote. The ready action lets you ready any action you can take, including attack, but extra attack is on your turn specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, I think gaining the mounted condition. I don't know. This is all very weird. I'm gonna say for this fight, no, and we'll look into it more.
Sounds good. Yeah. Firm but fair. I rolled a 10 for my random d20 roll.
Beautiful. So you do not, like, nothing bad happens. As you shoot off this bullet, it ricochets up and just disappears.
All I do is I miss the broad side of a barn door.
No, you hit it. You hit it very well. It's just that it does not care about your gunfire.
Wrong door.
Right. Well, let's see if it cares about this. I'm just gonna go ahead and rend. And it has advantage.
Yeah, rend would get advantage.
Okay, 17.
Nothing.
Oh, what?
The big AC boy.
Yeah, that is a big easy boy.
All right. That is all Killian will do.
At the end of Killian and Bladebeak, Vincent, you're up.
Seeing that this thing has a lot of AC. Also, this body wasn't here before.
It was not. It fell off the main body and landed there.
Oh, that was the one Matilda blew off. Okay. Does it look towards this this big guy. He's going to kiss.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, he said cast. I definitely heard kiss, and I was like, oh.
Not now. Maybe in future. But I need him to roll an int saving throw as Natasha's mind whip goes off.
It does not succeed.
Takes 15 points of psychic damage as it spikes down into him. And he loses his reaction, which he doesn't have yet, but if he were to gain it at the end of his turn, he would still not have one. And he can only take one action, bonus action, or movement on his turn, and he has to choose.
Gotcha. So let me keep that open as well. Excellent.
As a bonus action, I'll take a step over here. Where did the ability go? Oh, it's a bonus action. Done. Glimmer Spark.
The rave begins as you unleash the Glimmer Spark. That go ahead and make an attack roll. You have advantage on this.
Yeah, that's just the damage for now. But, 24 to hit.
24 hits. Roll damage. You have auto crit.
So it's an auto crit. So let me re-roll the damage with crit so I see what it is. It's 12.
12 points. You just buffet the side of this armor with magical light that tears through, and you can see these little shards of refractive glass that then shatter out.
Cool. Invincible. Take a step back.
Cool.
And he will end his turn.
The end of your turn, Jojo. We're up.
Jojo will reach out a hand and twist it, and a flump will appear right there. And then Jojo will take a little step this way and swing. Swing! Advantage. Go, come on. Yeah, that's a 26.
Auto crit.
Oh, that's a double crit. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Well, it's 24 damage. Is that doing my extra orc damage?
I
think
so.
so.
Looks like it, yes.
It looks like
Okay,
it. Yeah.
sick. Yeah, 24, and then I'll go for my second strike.
One moment in between your first strike, as you carve
Yes.
down across the body of the creature, you see one leg break free from the hold and slam itself down into the ground. The other leg breaks free, slams itself down. The back of the armor begins to crack and creak. Those tendrils pull in at once, and boom, 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 boom. Bodies hit the ground around it, filling the spaces around you. As this happens, the creature's, like, the back of it opens, a blackened leg appears and splits into two and forms itself into the ground. It is now quadrupedal, and as it turns itself towards you, it immediately gores. Its speed can no longer be reduced. As it slams you, let me see. What else was it currently?
Paralysis still?
Fairy Fire is currently still active. The hold goes down, so your concentration also ends.
Okay. Does Tasha's Mind Whip still apply to him?
Tasha's Mind Whip is still, let me see.
Loses its reaction and can only choose to do an action, bonus action, or movement on its turn.
That's correct. This one's still on. This one has nothing that kind of falls under its current current resistances or immunities. As it turns itself, it moves in and goes to gore at you, Jojo. See, the mind of this thing is well and truly gone.
The dex save, or?
It is an attack roll against you. As it brings itself back, it slams its horns into the side of you and goes to lift you up. You kind of like maintain your plant, and then the just curves its way out of the side of your body. You take 16 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, half to 8.
And now I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Yes, half to 8.
Constitution saving throw. Just to check in with everyone, you guys adding that 1d3 to all your shit?
No, but it didn't matter for mine, at least the one I did.
Constitution saving throw, normal. Ooh, 14?
14? You just succeed. You can feel your body begin to just go into shock, and you just kind of force yourself out of it. And excellent.
Awesome.
Continue with your turn.
Haha! Double hit. I think as she gets gored in the side. Oh, it's only a 14, so that probably doesn't hit. But they dropped all their bodies.
All of the bodies have dropped. The AC now decreases to. That does hit.
Oh, hell yeah. So the first strike is like this, and then she gets gored, and it keeps spinning her. And then she slashes, and she does like a link spin, and somehow lands it.
Yeah.
So this isn't an automatic crit. So it's just a normal damage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
fun.
Normal.
14
You
points
do-
of damage?
You do still have advantage because it's fairy fired.
Yeah, I did do it with advantage. 17 points of
Ooh.
slashing damage. This is a magical weapon, by the way.
Max damage. Thank you. You carve through the creature's body. It is now bloodied. Or it was
And
bloodied before, but now it is there.
then I need them to make a dexterity saving throw as the slump explodes.
Excellent. That is
Now
a
they're my turn.
natural 1. Go ahead and roll that damage.
1d6. 1d6. 2 force damage.
Two. Rakes across the body with 2 damage as the flump explodes and disappears.
Also, these dead bodies.
Both of them take 2 points of damage. They are dead.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Question about this creature now. It seems to have shed all of its armor.
It seems easier to hit now, yes.
Okay, big boy, what you gonna do?
At the end of your turn, it is their turn. They turn and look towards you first. They take a deep breath in. Let out this just disgusting breath both towards you and Killian. Bladebeak is immune to this. It slams against the barrier and Paka kind of backs away. I need both Killian and Jojo to roll a Constitution saving throw. And in the meantime, it runs forward straight through you, over here to Vincent, and then goes
Rude.
up towards Matilda, but does not make... Oh, no, I'm sorry. You can go 10 more. Nope, that's it. Running through the area, it slams into the two of you and just begins to charge. It hits the side and does a small slide before continuing to the left, slamming into Vincent and maintaining its position, returning to where it was. I need dex saves from all of you. Killian
that
and
was-
Jojo, both of you succeed your con saves.
Nice. Then dexterity saving throw, you say?
Yes, please.
26, net 20.
Would
Okay.
Killian need to make one as well as Bladebeak, or just Bladebeak?
For the dex save, you
Yeah.
will both need one.
Okay. Just like.
I don't think you needed a dex save, Matilda. I don't think they got to you.
They're literally rampaging towards you right now. They seem to be moving in that direction, but they are not quite there yet.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if it was me too.
All good. I'm just going to delete that quick. So,
Sorry.
I would like to use my Flash of Genius to increase mine to a 16, and Yoshi Bladebeak.
Aw.
amazing. Are you guys adding your 1d3, or does that not apply to this?
Not apply to saving throws.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
The ability
As
checks and technicals.
as the Ox Knight tears through you all, moving back into position, Vincent, you managed to avoid the brunt of it. Jojo, you managed to avoid the brunt of it. Killian, you just Yoshi your way out to avoid the brunt of it, and then Bladebeak takes the solid hit. So that is from the stomp, that is 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bladebeak
Halved,
is having a rough day.
halved for the lot of you except for Bladebeak. So that brings it down to a 10.
And then it was bludgeoning, so minus
Bludgeoning.
half
So
again.
halved again to 5 for you.
I'm assuming not magical, just normal.
Correct, yeah. Just-
Fairy Fire remains.
Awesome. No one else concentrating? Excellent.
Okay.
And that is the end of the creature's
you
turn.
auto-ended that bad boy.
And now as it is running and forming this complete rampage, it actually seems to be picking up speed. Matilda, you are up.
Oh.
God.
Oh, good.
My question is that does it look undead? Like, does this, like, there's a lot of undead things. Can I make, like, I won't know for sure because it's got armor on, but, like, is it safe to assume that this thing is, like, an undead creature?
It would be an action to attempt to discern any kind of feature of the character sheet.
No, sorry. Can't.
If it was like rotting, then I'd be like, sure, but this one seems ambiguous.
I'm gonna eaty beaty it, but that means I'm at disadvantage, but I have advantage because of fairy fire. So it's just gonna be
No
Straight
more.
roll.
It's making me do advantage.
Oh, you hit advantage and then you just choose normal.
Oh, it's a normal
Okay.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
22 hit.
Ooh, that hits. Go and roll damage. 10 force. Impact into the side of its head, but it keeps running, still moving towards you.
Okay. Edie beady number 2.
It's like shooting
go.
a charging moose. Just like, it doesn't matter.
Roll damage.
I'd love to hear about the time you've had to shoot at a charging moose.
Oh, those were the days up there in the north.
Matilda's like praying
Go for
to
it.
fuck, what's my goddess name?
The
Zamayatel?
Fury? Is that Zamayatel?
Zamayatel. Come on, Zamayatel.
Dizzy, help me.
No!
8 points of force damage. You turn, you boom, boom, 2 blasts towards the creature. The second blast impacts into the side of its head. Tell me what happens.
My tell always comes through.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, but
I like to think it just makes me think of like James and a giant peach and that rhino for some reason, but it's like running. And, like Matilda's like turned away, she's like eating meat, and she's like getting ready to be hit, but then her second one goes off and it just like falls like right in front of her before it like fucking stabs the shit out of her.
Slams into the ground and just digs up the earth underneath it as it skids and comes to a halt right in front of your body.
But the horn just like
And that is where we will end today's session.
Ah!
As you defeat the creature and you look onwards towards the body that slowly just begins to flitter away to ash, this blackened liquid that seems to permeate the interior of the armor does not disappear. Slowly it begins to melt and bubble until it hits the ground and like a pall begins to seep into it until the area around you decays and rots.
Oh,
This
would
disgusting black tendril and mass of corrupted earth.
But I've been able to get a bit of goop in a flask.
We will pick up there after.
Okay.
I tell you what, if you guys have a minute, let's do some loot.
I was gonna say,
Yes!
can we do loot at least?
Man,
Yes.
I was like, I can wait till next week for loot, I guess.
Everybody roll a D100.
Oh, please be good. I
Do
wish
you
I
know
had
high is
strength
good
for
and
this.
low is not.
Yeah.
Zamayatel, give me some good shit.
Zamayatel.
On the wings
Please give me
of
some good
my
shit.
tail.
72.
Oh,
Give me
okay.
some
75.
good shit.
Yeah,
Killian
there's
65.
good shit.
We start from the beginning as the first person who rolled
like
the thing.
above shit. 25's shit.
Oof. Hey, I mean, that's not exactly what I wrote here. So
all
shut
of
up.
us need a filter of love here and there, okay? Like, let's pump the brakes there, like ancient tier of the gods,
Oh, man.
What
You know
can
what,
I
guys?
say? When you
Everyone
got it,
just
you got
needs
it.
a little bit of a filter
When
of
you
love.
got it.
Good. As you look onwards towards the drops that appear before you, the body disappears. The black ooze filters away into the nature of the world surrounding it, and small motes of light leave, forming in your hands. Killian, you gain a potion of hill giant strength.
Ooh.
We cycle down. Matilda, you gain a potion of enlarge reduced, specifically reduce. And as we look down further, Vincent with a 72, you gain the warhammer that was being wielded by this individual.
Ooh.
Lands in your hand, and though heavy and massive to a
It just
half.
thunks in
it-
front of him, and he's just like,
Great.
okay.
And Jojo, within your hands lies the very same warhammer, the warhammer of the ox. And as I add that into your guys' character sheets for you to look at, that's all for this week.
Yahoo!
Till next time. Thank you all for watching. Yahoo!
Yahoo!
Wah! Also, someone did a link earlier, and it goes more tight hit.
That was really good.
Or my favorite, Ocarina of Time. Hit. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
See you later.